literally and right then and there. But the prep was good. The prep was very good. I love that Dig recognized that TL was gonna be slow early game, that they could get away with Cassidy. It's a slap to TL's face that Dignitas is picking Cassidy and doesn't lose before level 16. But when they hit that spike, they overreacted. They pushed too much. So Dignitas, they've got good prep. They just need to recognize inside the game what are their win cons and how to play around those instead of just hitting them and instantly panicking and trying to win right there.
All right, well, here for this game, let's catch up quickly on draft. Thresh, Nocturne, Akali banned on the C9 side. Xin Zhao, Gwen, and Viego banned on the Dig side, and that means Diana pretty much was in ban. Diana is the default best jungler, so not unsurprisingly is going to be Cloud9's first pick. And we actually will see Rumble again here for Dignitas. Seen it once in the jungle this weekend. I know Freak wasn't the biggest fan, but of course can be flexed to either solo lane as well. And that's going to be alongside Renekton, again, somewhere in one of the solo lanes.
And the priority between these two AP junglers will fall on both solo lane teams. The fact that you now want a Renekton and you're going to want a Lucian to enable the junglers to have more damage, to only have a single AP threat, will be really important. So denying away the Lucian already will guarantee Cloud9 priority in the mid lane, and Gnar against Renekton can also have priority if Fudge plays as well as he played yesterday. So Cloud9 already setting themselves up for a dominating top side to free up Diana, to be aggressive, go for tower dives, and utilize the solo lanes that have been playing well to make plays around the map.
You're not super familiar with kind of the rest of the matchup spread either, as Lucian is going to be locked in there for Dig and will move into phase 2 of bans. But I imagine he's comfy up against either Rumble or Renekton if there is going to be a solo, and maybe, you know, Lucian as well. I think basically every champion is just fine against Lucian. Lucian's not really about killing you in lane.
He's not that strong right now. He should be pushed in from Lucian if he goes into the mid lane, which is what I think can happen. You can still flex the Renekton into the mid lane, but Lucian's sustain being higher with the shield against Blaber, or pardon, against Perkz should be better suited. It's just a matter of, can you actually play make?
I mean, it could be against Blaber too, right? If they want to play lane Rumble, Lucian perfectly fine from the jungle as well. So I guess we'll see. Varus banned though, and Kalista banned away. So as expected, with topside pick for both teams, there are going to be a lot of bot lane bans here in phase 2.
And I think Nautilus right now is having to be in the top of Cloud9's mind, because the synergy that Nautilus and Rumble have displayed when Rumble was meta was what made him really good. Right now, Rumble not that powerful. Not many teams are taking him. If you can deny another crucial piece of engage to deny the strength of the Rumble, as you already have plenty of mobility between the Lucian and the Gnar, his equalizer won't be as powerful. Kalista already a great pick for Neo. They love to lane this together, and a support target against Aphromoo should weaken the bot lane that Dig has countered on for so long. And instead will be an Ezreal. There are a lot of ADs that aren't those meta ones from last patch. Aphelios and Kog'Maw, we just saw in the previous game, were really dominant.
Yeah, I've seen some Xayah as well. Seen a decent amount of Varus obviously banned this game. Triss still around sometimes. Interesting. We'll see what they want to pick. It is going to be Xayah there for Dig. So kind of screaming Rakan, but of course Aphro can play lots of different things here. Thresh is banned actually. Not going to be available there. I was actually C9 respecting that with their very first ban of this game, but we'll see how Cloud9 wants to respond. Leona's still up as well as far as supports go. There's still plenty of options. That Nautilus you mentioned is there as well.
I really wonder what Zven is going to play here, because the Kog'Maws and the Aphelios do rely on a different kind of support, right? You're not going to play Aphelios without your peel. You're not going to play your Kog'Maw without that either. And taking the Leona right now, anticipating the Rakan from Aphromoo, is just going to say, we have better lockdown here. If you go the Nautilus, we'll still have an answer to it in the bottom lane. But Zven's champion pool is something that rarely gets targeted effectively. He plays every marksman at a competitive level.
I mean, could I guess play Lucian, but probably not going to happen.
Kaisa. How did I forget?
Just sneaking back
Classic
in there.
Kaisa.
I like Leona here a lot, though, for what it's worth. It kind of blocks the Nautilus pick you're talking about. It's good against Xayah Rakan if that's going to be the combination. It's also good against Xayah if that's just something that's going to be there. Oh, sorry, that they know is there. So Aphro's got some choices here. It feels like it's just going to be Rakan, but you never know.
Yeah, Rakan would be really difficult to play against Vulcan. Heard in an interview from Aphro last time that really struggled with the Rakan, wanted to have a better game, couldn't find the right knockups, and so it won't take that burden of responsibility to find the engages with the team. Instead, it will go with the Braum, much safer. But right now, the identity of the Dig composition doesn't really scream synergy. There's not a lot that wants to take advantage of the Braum. Normally, Braum loves to have a jungler that is going to be auto-attack based from a distance. That's not Rumble at all, so neither can really set each other up.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out, but it looks like it will be Rumble jungle, sticking to kind of what we know. Again, there's still time to flex here. Yusui being kind of the consistent Lee Sin player for Dig, so I imagine that's his pick, but clock's going to wind down. Looks like it's not going to be a trade, so it will indeed be Rumble back in the jungle.
Rumble in the jungle. Akaadian has been pretty good, but he's been mostly playing AD junglers, and those are much easier to execute. You're right there. There's no skill shots. Akaadian here against Diana is not necessarily a matchup where he'll have plenty of priority unless he can play off his lanes, and we already know that Cloud9 selected the solo lanes early to get that priority. So Akaadian's job as Rumble is going to be much harder than you usually would see having Rumble into Diana.
It's also something that, like, this happened when Rumble was the best AP jungler, kind of, where people weren't playing as much Diana, and you kind of got Rumble or bust, and then the team that got Rumble could build a good comp, right? Yeah. You have the great AP threat, and the other teams kind of had to figure it out. And teams are still playing all these like melee solo laners, wants to play these AD champions, but there's like no other AP jungler half as good as Diana, it feels like. Like, what do you play? Rumble?
She's so
Fiddlesticks?
She's so easy. She's so reliable.
And so that's the thing, when you draft like this, right, especially when Zin's banned and the other team gets Diana, like, you're both building the same kind of top side, but one team has Diana and the other team has Nerf Jungle Rumble.
And you know what I loved about the fact that Diana is now so dominant in the LCS, being first picked by Cloud9, is that when the LCS started, people were saying, oh, Diana will never make it. She'll never make it. Shield's just a solo queue stomper. No one will actually figure, guess what? She's stomping LCS as well. She just does that much damage. Her engage is phenomenal, and the itemization works so well. Rumble's itemization with the Hourglass doesn't really get value out of it. Unless you have Flash, you're not going to be putting yourself in the middle of the team. With the Rocket Belt and the Hourglass, that is just such a powerful engage tool that no other champion in the game can really have that safety and guarantee power. The only time I've seen some variation of that was from Huhi, who rushed Leona Hourglass and still made it work.
All right, well, we'll see what happens here. I think one thing that has become also commonly true when you have low AP threats, as you can see, pretty good time for the feature preview, actually. It is going to be Blaber versus Akaadian. Don't forget, you can go ahead and check that out for free. You get one free matchup every game. This time, it's the jungle battle.
It's free.
It's free. Hey, it's a pretty good price. Perkz getting slapped. Yusui getting in there nice and early. Actually going to win that first trade. Always nice to get on the board early against Lucian. Don't get that many chances to trade with him usually.
Oh, started Q, and he just wants violence.
Love it. Yusui playing so proactively here at level 1. But that's going to force Perkz to slash very early on.
I think Yusui's Q start really caught Perkz off guard. Normally the Lee Sin would start safeguard and just try to survive. He'll even max that, but going with the Qs and burning that flash means that now Akaadian has an easy avenue to gank the mid lane. If Perkz chooses to use his Relentless Pursuit aggressively, Dig could have an avenue to snowball this game early with Lee Sin.
Right, the other potential wrinkle is, like, typically Lucian wants to play aggressively in this same type, push the lane up, get it into tower, start denying and harassing you onto tower. Well, obviously your job is made a lot scarier when you do that and you don't have a flash against the enemy junglers. So Rumble not the best ganker, especially not alongside Lee Sin without ulti, but we'll see what happens. As bottom side Vulcan getting aggressive onto Neo, level 2 there, prompting the action here in the 2v2, but there's Akaadian right on time.
All right. But
he's leaving.
Yeah, look at where Perkz is playing. He's hanging really far back and hugging the right side of the map. He has a ward right there too, and one at the Raptor camp, so he knows exactly what's going on. Cloud9 responding to the flashless Perkz and making sure that he stays safe. We got to hear a sneak peek of his huddle. It's like he told his team he'll do a really good job trying not to feed this game.
Usually a good promise to make to your teammates. As Aphromoo continues to get pushed in, but again, given that they lost the level 2 early, not too surprising. I don't think there'll be any fireworks here on the bottom side of the map, but with Vulcan having Ignite, looks like they're the ones that are happy to play aggressive, as Blaber is just destroying this poor crab. We'll get it nice and easily. Level 4? Yep, level 4.
A ping's going over to Rumble. They know that this is the route from the earlier wars, and there's not a threat of a dive here. They're just going to check out where Akaadian is at and confirm that that is the jungle route that he's taken. We'll even drop a ward. There's no priors to deny it while Cloud9 takes the crab. Really good idea from Cloud9. This is utilizing that priority we saw they would get in the laning phase. They knew the top crab wouldn't be contested, and since it's Braum, Xayah, and the bottom man, and Vulcan and Zven are playing up, they can rotate over, deny the crab from Akaadian, so now he just has to base and lie in wait while he waits for the respawn timer of Braum.
I know we always say that counter jungling is a team thing, Crumbzz. That's kind of taking that to the extreme.
Yes.
With the bottom lane taking that second crab away, so Akaadian not going to have access to that. And of course, plenty of safety in the top and bot side rivers there for Cloud9, as Yusui has TP'd back to lane. Did take a recall. Again, this lane is not fun for Lucian, despite Yusui's nice work at level 1. And Perkz, even though he's getting shoved in and the Q landed, he's not afraid right now. He can TP back anytime he wants. I mean, he started call on Lucian. He's not afraid, Crumbzz.
This is just trying to maximize the value of just landing. He knows he's not going to really be able to kill Yusui, but Yusui being down this much CS at this stage, not a good sign for Cloud9 since they haven't been able, for Dignitas, since they haven't been able to punish the flash. Cloud9 has been doing well in keeping Perkz guarded. When his flash comes back up, they'll ease up on the vision and then transition to playing side lanes.
Well, Fudge, in the meantime, is getting pressured here by FakeGod. Looks to be down almost 10 CS, depending on how many he grabs here under the tower. And looks like bot side has reversed a bit as well, as Zven did take a recall actually after taking that crab.
Well, you can tune into Bud Light League Lounge tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, it's I think Akaadian, who's playing this matchup, will be on that as well. So that's a player that's been around for a surprisingly long time. Always love to see the old players sticking around.
It's funny that Akaadian's not considered an old player.
A veteran, yes. He's played on championships, he's played with TSM.
So what are you then? If he's an old player?
Oh, I'm a dinosaur.
You're a dinosaur.
I'm an absolute dinosaur of a player. Yeah.
All right, well, Vulcan is going to scry his blue and find that ward, find Aphro there as well in the river. Akaadian looking for the wraparound here, but Perkz does have Diana in the back pocket. Blaber is ready to go, and that ward is turned off in the left side brush. Perkz going to go ahead and take it. Vulcan's here as well. Herald not up, so that's not the play. It's just covering for Blaber right now. He's actually wrapping around top side. Level 6 for Fudge. Rage charging up. Blaber maybe could find a tower dive here if Fudge gets the wave in.
Yeah, if they could deny this, and Leona's already snuck all the way here, they could dive FakeGod. Aphro is on the way too, but I think FakeGod is going to be in range to catch experience and hit 6, so this dive might not be possible for Cloud9.
Yeah, not the right spot for the wave in top lane. Even though Fudge did transform and have the ulti, so Vulcan's going to leave. Aphro actually roaming up as well. Reading that play was happening after they spotted them, so Blaber's going to go back and finish farming. Should be 6 relatively shortly. Same story likely for Akaadian as well, as they are even on farm. But Perkz now going to TP back, and he's extending that lead, Crumbzz.
And this is why Cloud9 doesn't feel like they have to force things. They have double marksmen. They're not the ones that have Lucian, Renekton, Rumble on the team. They have no pressure on them. They know they'll outscale, so as long as they make sure that Dignitas isn't making any plays on their own, then they'll be fine. This was sort of the game plan for Dignitas yesterday against Team Liquid. They knew they had the scaling advantage. They just held on and waited. Except this time around, Cloud9 has the stronger laners as well, so they'll gain an advantage just by passively farming.
Race to 6 actually kind of important here. I think this crab is enough experience for either jungler, and Akaadian's going to get it.
Now they
One more? Not 6 yet. All right. I'll tell a lie.
It'll be in their interest to force a fight around Dragon when Rumble has that equalizer, because you gotta get Cloud9 to fight you early. Otherwise, you will feel that wrath that is so difficult to overcome when the Rumble just doesn't get to snowball. We know that when he gets 2 kills, he's crazy good, but a Rumble that has no gold, not powerful.
That's what I was going to say earlier, actually. Thank you for reminding me. I think that's a super good point. Often in like single AP threat comps, when you have these junglers that are very powerful but do need to get ahead, the jungler that gets ahead, understandably, usually wins the game. Yeah. Because if you're the sole AP threat and you're snowballing, it is very challenging for the other jungler to snowball.
No one's going to buy Amara against either of these, right? They want Ninja Tavais.
Want them steel caps, want that armor, but now Blaber and Akaadian going to meet. Both level 6 now. But everyone's going to walk away for the 3v3. Akaadian, they're lining up the ulti. Blaber with the flash. Flash Q for Aphro. Blaber getting burnt to a crisp. Pops the ulti. Gets the shield. Exhaust happens. Oh, and Neo over the top. Looks for the kill. Will grab first blood. And it's going to be 2 in a row. The equalizer's very nice for Akaadian. And that's enough for the second as Vulcan burns down.
The second they see Blaber split up, they commit so hard to get onto him because they know Cloud9 just can't answer quickly enough. That is 2 big kills that Dignitas desperately needed this game to start snowballing, to free up the bottom lane. Now Aphro can start joining the fight, and you burned a lot of flashes, so they can still play make. Braum moved there from Aphro tanking to let his AD carry recall, but thus far, this is what Dignitas has been using to get ahead in the games that they've won. Early action has often gone their way, and this game, they've asked themselves to find these plays with their composition, and they make it work.
So everyone's bottom lane. I think both teams have a very good sense this is happening. Let's watch how the 3v3 develops.
Akaadian just chilling, the wave's pushing back, but when Leona goes in, nobody can really follow up, so they have an easy time backing up, but then you see just how far away Cloud9's bottom lane is. They have no problem flashing onto Blaber, and then the icing on the cake was Neo's flash. One of the more aggressive ADs in our league, going for a flash move on an AD carry once more. Him and Danny are quickly becoming some of my favorite ADs to watch because you just don't know what they're going to do, and half the time, it really works.
Yeah, super exciting players there. Really nice from Neo. Again, Xayah ulti can't get you over gaps, right? That's one of the things about it that it doesn't do. So Neo does commit the flash and gets the kill, and they even get Vulcan out of the deal as well. So very nicely played for Dignitas. Not that far ahead in gold, despite the 2 kills of note. So it does seem like some of the farm leads for C9 are helping balance that out, but Rift Herald should make the gold situation much better for Dig's early game.
Exactly. They got to free up Aphro, so while the gold advantage isn't quite there, Aphro gets to roam up to the top side, and now he can go back to the bottom lane and protect Neo from dying. He's ready with his ultimate available, so he'll be fine just backing up, grabbing the Grump until Aphro gets back to him, and trying to dive these two will be too difficult, even if Vulcan and Blaber can combo their ultimates. They know they're losing this dragon in the trade, just trying to make sure that they know exactly what Blaber is up to, so they have a better timing of this. But now Dignitas will get the opportunity to play make once more. They got the Rift Herald earlier. Cloud9 just answered with a play of their own. Now it's Dig's time to shine. Yeah,
really nice there from Aphro. It doesn't overextend. Great vision toggle there as well. Just kind of showing that, like, yeah, maybe it looks like you can force him off, but bottom lane has prio, can't see anyone, so Aphro does not do anything other than get the info and walk out.
Yeah, just info and walk out. That is something that is often harder to do than it sounds.
Yep, especially in support.
Yeah, especially at Rift Herald, a place of so many unnecessary deaths. People trying to give info and maybe thinking that they could participate in something, but this time around,
you have experience?
Fall for it. Yeah, oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I do. I do have experience.
All right, top side here. It's Fudge and FakeGod trying to fight it out. FakeGod looking pretty good in the 1v1, but Fudge is keeping the CS respectable. There is a plate lead here for FakeGod, but it's going to be mostly a wash, I think, here as far as the 1v1 goes. And of course, Gnar very spooky. Gets the scoop, gets the extra boulder thrown into the back of Renekton, and now Fudge is going to leave because there's just nothing else to do.
If both top laners are playing this matchup well, okay, Fudge, no, he's fine.
Oh, he's fine now. Has a creep to hop to as well. Ooh, flash instead. Very much respecting the power of this Rumble.
So without any jungle interaction and playing the lane fine, this should just be a matchup that gets determined in fights.
Why is Blaber here? Aphro's up here as well. That's the one they didn't expect with TP's coming in. Perkz, maybe you can turn it around. FakeGod low, but not dead just yet. And Akaadian is going to take down Blaber. Now Perkz going to have to dash away, but Aphro might get a stun. They flash in. Perkz will get the counter kill, and that is disastrous on the Dig side as Fudge is trying to chase, but Yusui up here now as well will force Cloud9 away.
Oh, I think with maybe a little bit more commitment, Dignitas could have been able to turn that fight around, but they still win out since Cloud9 is having to concede the wave. So Dignitas get a teleport out of that place since it's Perkz who's joining that fight. It's not that threatening. It's Lucian joining the fight. And it all starts when you burn the flash from Fudge. Then they know, okay, Dignitas already used the stun. There might be an opportunity to combo this. Diana is coming, but a clutch timing from Aphro here with the exhaust keeps Dignitas alive from the burst. It is unfortunate for them that Akaadian is silenced at the moment this fight begins, but he answers back with a really well-placed equalizer. It's already been 2 equalizers and 2 really nice placements out of him.
And then Akaadian flashes in, gets a stun, but unfortunately there's just no follow-up here with the low Renekton and the Braum, and Yusui a little too late to the party to try and make it happen. I imagine didn't have his TP to join or just couldn't do it fast enough there. So Perkz joining does work out. Very melodramatic trade in top lane. For a moment there, it felt like it was tragedy on either side, but everything kind of dissipated after the 1-for-1.
It's really telling for us because we actually get to hear the players as they start yelling and build up the fight. So we're like, oh, something's about to happen. So when you guys show up to the audience, we'll be able to hear you in New Jersey as well. You can hear the crowd rumble as the plays are brewing.
Oh, it's been so long. Definitely miss it, so make sure to grab your tickets. As Yusui hanging out here with the Rift Herald. It's going to be batten down the hatches of the old tower there in mid. And that's a nice plate gold delivered over. Perkz will collect the bounty. 25 extra gold, not too shabby, but damage done there. That's gold given over. And now Dig, 1,000 gold ahead. Much better than the few hundred they had before. Not a lot, but hey, a good start to the Dig early game.
It's feeling good. Okay, Yusui, easy ward hop.
Oh, nice little Gale Force, but not enough there for Perkz. Akaadian now Perkz does have flash, but he's dashed already, and Aphro's here as well, and now the party's going to start for Perkz. Aphro ulti's going to force the flash, equalizer down. Little misplaced on that one, and the stun from Vulcan's real nice as Zven charge zoning with the killer instinct, and Aphro's forced to run.
Dignitas try to answer back with a play, but that was not of their own design. Every play they've gone for, it's usually them knowing exactly how it's going to play out. Multiple members set up in advance, but this time it's just a response to Perkz bullying away Yusui, so you didn't have the Lucian, no way to keep Perkz locked down, and he still had flash. Had Akaadian hit that first harpoon, that kill still wouldn't have happened. Vulcan and Zven were already rotating. From the second that Perkz had shoved up, they knew, hey, Perkz by himself in the lane, Yusui has to TP back, we should back him up.
Nice little skill shot dodge there for Vulcan as well. I don't know if you caught the flare at the end of that little play, but that's some high level, it's very thoughtful usage of emotes there from Vulcan. He flashed the yellow Clutch Gaming logo.
I did not see, I only saw the logo, but that actually was the team where he made his mark. Cloud9 bought him right after that.
And that became...
Oh, yes! Dignitas. That's true, that's true. They kept the color.
One step ahead, old Vulcan!
They kept the color, so knowing that he had to change his emote action for that game, it makes sense for him to have that logo against Dig, and just in general.
Just again, I know you like the emotes, that's very thoughtful usage of Vulcan. Yusui kicking one away, but I think he's just going to be left for dead. Late ulti. And that does get it as Zven gets that kill, and Perkz has solo killed Renekton somewhere up in top lane.
Okay, I think maybe
it's a 2v1. It's a 2v1
in this, but
Fudge was involved.
Still, it's kind of falling apart for Dignitas. They had some gold lead, but now that has gone to shambles. They've given it away. They're going to lose a turret and a dragon in the bot side. Xayah can't stay crashing this wave, so those were two plays that Dignitas has had no business going after. I don't know what Yusui's thinking here, because Akaadian is nearby with Equalizer, but you have a ward to easily get out of this, but instead chooses to re-engage. And this is not Lee Sin with the execute resonating strike max. He's got Tempest max. There is not enough damage by himself to take down Zven.
Yeah, real nice dive there, looks like, from the top side. So success for Cloud9 on two different sides of the rift. They grab their second dragon of this game as well, and that will lead them to a possible quick Ocean Soul, as that is the rift for this game.
Those are the kind of plays that just swing the momentum of a game harder than anything else. Normally, when a team makes a play on one side, you're expecting a counterpunch from the enemy somewhere else. But if they can get away with two plays and no response from Dignitas, it's a double whammy.
It is indeed. And now Zven, kind of the biggest, I guess both marksmen actually, kind of the biggest winners as far as overall gold and items go. We've got Gale Force already done for Perkz alongside the Greaves and a very quick Last Whisper versus that Kraken Slayer. Both of them with 2 kills already. Perkz having that extra assist on his side as well. So the double marksman is ready for Cloud9 to take over this mid game.
I like that double marksman has become something so meta, because it's really testing the skill of these mid laners, and who better to be a marksman in the mid lane than Perkz, who had an incredible year as an AD carry on G2. So now this Herald will be theirs, but Dignitas is contesting.
Zoning him.
Yeah, okay. You get the TP and you deny the Herald from actually being secured, so not too bad.
I mean, all of the value is in that. The thing on the ground that they didn't get. So it is actually, I think, a worthwhile trade there, and it is going to dissipate. You don't have to wait like 5, you used to have to wait like 10 years for it to dissipate. Now it takes like, I don't know, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, it's gone.
Yeah, it's something that Dignitas would have really loved to secure themselves to try to get an advantage, but the best they could do is deny it. And I still think that losing that teleport can come to bite them, because they've now lost this turret. So that must have been part of the call for Cloud9. Hey, you got somebody pushing down into the bottom lane. It doesn't actually matter that you don't get the Herald. You were going to use it for a turret anyways. Now you've secured it without having to use it.
That's true. Looks a lot worse at the end of that play when Fudge is taking a tower as a result of kind of the end of it all. So Cloud9 still up in gold. About 1,500 gold ahead to their name is Aphro. Everyone actually basically roaming up here on the dig side, and Perkz has to be a touch careful. Vulcan here looking for something. I guess Zven's in the back pocket ready with rank 2 ultimate, which is significantly further for Kaisa.
I don't know if he wanted to actually take that Zenith Blade. There could have been...
You don't get a choice if it hits,
right.
Unfortunately.
The supports Lee Sin Q.
Good flash from Zen. Oh, Aphro flash ulti just barely missing. I like the little lines, but now Blaber looking for the counter engage. Unfortunately, Dig couldn't quite find what they wanted, but a good route onto Blaber. Damage is down, but Perkz calls mostly the wave as they try and counterpunch there in mid. Perkz forced to use TP there to defend his AD.
You know, that play is exactly why I questioned the Braum pick in conjunction with the Rumble. There is just no synergy between each other. How are you going to lock down Kaisa when she's got Flash? Nautilus ultimate is you press ultimate, then you use the R from the Rumble, guarantee you cook a Kaisa. Here, she just flashes out, dashes away. There's no way that they were actually going to connect. Zven on low ping, come on. He's going to dodge out of it.
All right, well, here's Perkz TP. Oh, Yusui tried to cancel it. Oh, split second away. So Perkz able to actually defend Zven there.
Well, I mean, the TP, the fact that he got away wasn't actually that big a deal since they weren't able to kill the Xayah in the turret. So he thought that maybe there was just an opportunity to ensure that nothing happens to the squad, and he wasn't even able to get a tier 1 to the top side. Now he will be gunned down by Fudge.
Yeah, Fudge actually, Strike Breakers. It might as well be a stun, honestly. Yeah. It's such a big slow.
90% is a ridiculous amount. Most slows in the game don't hit that. I'm pretty sure Singed Puddle is 90%. That's an ability.
I can think of Threshbox. 99?
Yeah.
And Zillion E is like 1,000,000. I don't know what the actual number is, but you basically travel backwards in time when he slows you. Right. It's awful.
Yeah, you'd rather just be somewhere else than stunned against Zillion.
Oh, it happened again? Fudge trying to get it back up? Yusui gonna die as a result. No! The Gore Drinker is almost gonna save his life, but Zven now on a killing spree. Does get it as the nice equalizer there. Onto Sven's going to give the Dark Harvest proc, but they need to do the last few remaining bits of health, and unfortunately for them, that will not be true today.
Great placement, but there's just no follow-up, and still Cloud9 walk out with the objective advantage. FakeGod can't defend 2 members here, so they're going to lose a tier 1 on top of the turret top, and they'll call Dignitas' attention all the way topside, which is away from the dragon that's going to spawn right now. So they'll happily trade this tier 1, knowing that they're going to put themselves on Ocean Soul Point.
I think it was actually highlighted by Mark at the top of the weekend. But Cloud9 are really good at trading, even when they're behind. Yeah. This is like showing that, but to like how they are so much better than, you know, teams that aren't maybe as organized or as clean at that particular aspect of the game, right? I mean, nice trade there, actually. In mid lane, so Blaber gets the dragon, Dig get the mid-outer tower, but C9 are once again looking for another play. They're so proactive as FakeGod actually looking to go on his Zven, pops a strike breaker, Zven will flash away. The Q tag will land, but there's just no follow-up there.
That's 4 members committed, and a single ultimate from Zven gets him out of harm's way. There's nothing for Dig to take in this bot side already.
Oh, was it a flash?
Yeah, happily take that, right? It's just...
Look like one.
It's just ult. He just had the Renekton marked, and the area of his ultimate was over the wall.
All right, Perkz. Good luck with this one. No mana. Walking the wrong way, and that's going to be a kill for Yusui.
Okay, they still caught Perkz, but I don't think he should have been out there. You just saw Dignitas send 4 members to the mid lane and get that play, but Cloud9 can still answer something. Let's see how good they are at trading here, because the top wave is being crashed by Fudge, and the rest of the squad is living in the red side of Dignitas. So it's going to be Kaisa denying the Raptor camp. So they're constantly thinking of doing something when they know that Dignitas won't have enough members nearby. You just saw them make a play into the bot side. Well, you know, you've got at least 20 seconds before they base, make it all the way back to the Raptor camp. So take the opportunity to counter jungle, deny the Rumble, keep him further down.
All right, well, 23 minutes almost in this game. That's 1,000 gold ahead for Cloud9, but I think the bigger deal is the gold lead, given that it's not that significant, is of course this 3rd dragon coming up in 3.5 minutes. That'll be a very fast solve for Cloud9 if they can get it. So Dig are going to be forced to fight them whether they like it or not.
Yeah. I think the gold lead translates more to a champion lead. I really think that Cloud9 is just so much better suited than Dignitas to take a 5v5 right now. There's not a lot of setup on Dignitas. They have to execute beautifully on this. I'm talking multi-man kicks from Yusui, an equalizer laid on top of it. Same thing with Afro's Glacial Fissure. So they need to do a lot of work individually to set themselves up, while Cloud9 just got to kite back. Just peel, let your double AD carries do the work.
All right, well, Fudge is actually spooping here, but he's got Perkz shadowing him. Very nice setup here as FakeGod surely wants to dash in here. In fact, they're going to just go for the dive instead. FakeGod pops the Dominus. But again, you can just shoot the tower now. Fudge has got more than enough damage alongside Perkz here, and even though Fudge is going to transform, very, very nice from Cloud9.
Great shadow out of Cloud9, knowing that Dignitas, if they threaten the Baron, this isn't real. This is a bait. This comp does not take this down quickly enough, but Cloud9 has to be ready to respond. They're slowly moving, and all it takes is some motion from Vulcan, a Scryer's Orb, and they got to back away. Only Xayah hurting this. They didn't buy it for 1 second.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, Dig trying to take an objective that does just take so long means that there's extra time now for Cloud9 to maybe push the bottom side, maybe bait the Baron for themselves, right? They at least get vision in this area. They're going to take the crab down as well. And Perkz and Fudge can continue trying to pressure down this bottom lane as well if they want.
They can repeat this play because they have that double TP, and Dignitas' attempt to Baron, if they really commit to it, they'll have to deal with the decision of either defending bot lane or actually trying to fight Dig. So it's looking really tough for them, and they're just not able to set up any playmaking on any side of the map because of the champion's ability to engage. It's just not there. There's so much about peeling that when it comes to being assertive, they are not in a position to make anything happen since Cloud9 is just not running into them.
Right, well, minute 25 until that soul is up and available for Cloud9. So I'm going to go ahead and catch that top wave. Has 2 items already finished, actually working on the third pretty swiftly. For the most part, Cloud9 have 2 items on most of their champions, but that's true for Dig as well. Because again, the gold is still pretty close. It's just the way the comps are playing out, given this map state, feels very troublesome. And Aphro is like trying to make an engagement, now going to get counter-engaged on Blaber with a beautiful 4-man Moonfall. And Cloud9 just delete the support from the game, and oh my goodness, Fudge has jumped in there, he's scooped on a 3, Zven's on a rampage, Neo's looking very dead as Akaadian will trade 1 back, but Cloud9 are going to make it 3 for 1.
They're really happy that they at least got to take down Blaber because now there's not a big Baron threat on Cloud9, so they get to slow this game down. But you see right there that Cloud9 just gets to kite back, take down Aphro, who's getting frustrated at these engages. Good kick.
Oh, Perkz. Real nice angle there for Yusui, but Perkz is going to live, and that's so much committed as Zven counter flashes back in, trying to look for revenge. Doesn't get anything, but made it look spicy.
Okay, so now you got 2 flashes from the AD carries. It's something. Cloud9 has lost the flashes on their AD, so Dignitas can try to use this next time around. The bad news is it did cost their own playmaking from Yusui's flash, but FakeGod at least will have one available. So it looks like with that, they want to take a dragon fight, but they're not in a position to.
Aphro just, again, has to face check. Now going to be forced to flash away as Vulcan was in, flashing in towards his face. And Fudge is going to chill out in Gnar. Try and look for the zone, turns around, gets 2. C9 going in for a Fudge, actually zoning 2 up by himself, and Cloud9 can win the rest of the fight. Yusui trying to dive back in, but now goes golden. Fudge still zoning the rest of them out. Gladiator hits him, but again, he's still not dead. It's Perkz that finds Yusui. There's almost 2 more as Blaber runs on in there. Zven gonna go unstoppables. He takes down Neo. Akaadian gonna die. A double kill for Perkz. It's 3. Make it 4. Make it 5 as Cloud9 have the ace in their eyes, and it's only FakeGod left for Dignitas.
Fudge was so sick on that fight, finding multiple members to keep busy with his own ultimate while the rest of the team dealt with Yusui, finished the dragon, and he single-handedly keeps them away from the objective, stops them in the choke, exactly where Gnar wants to fight. It was Gnar. Normally, that's the sign not to fight this champion, but Dignitas felt like they had to commit. They wanted to take the fight right now. They had the equalizer. No flashes on the AD carries, but Cloud9 is just too strong.
Fudge just ulting the Baron. Knows that they got plenty of time to take it. I mean, C9 are taking basically the maximum off the back of that play. Ocean Soul done, Baron done, Perkz is pushing mid. Cloud9 will finally, I assume, take a reset now. But a gold lead that was pretty close between these 2 teams is now not close at all.
Yeah, let's take a look at how it got to be so one-sided. So Perkz TP's in here just to be initially in the fight because he knows that if he's got Leona behind him, he can dash this aggressively. Trading flashes for Aphro will be effective. You wanted his flash for an engage, and now Fudge is huge. He's got a control ward, but so does Dig. He's out of vision. Bam! Surprises multiple members. And now all of a sudden, FakeGod and Yusui are separated. They can't deal with the double AD carries. Trying to buy some time with the stopwatch, but by now, Vulcan and Blaber get to join the fight, and it's just not close.
That blast cone almost looked like it was going to save today, but it was not the case. Yusui finds a kick, but Zven, last order is good enough as Akaadian gets the equalizer down. Fudge, now the target, but not Mega just yet. FakeGod trying to make it happen, but the DPS is just too much as FakeGod falls, and Cloud9 Gonna make this game awfully fast from this point.
With 2 waves crashing, they're going to get at least 2 inhibitors or maybe even attempt to close the game off a single Baron push. Cloud9 could do it. They're strong enough, and Dignitas has run out of time. Their composition has been entirely outscaled.
Yeah, Fudge is the game popping the ult because he's going back mini in a moment anyway. It is going to be the 2 inhibs, as you mentioned, Crumbzz, but will it be more? On the Cloud9 side, 15 seconds still left for FakeGod before he spawns. 10 on Yusui. Cloud9, they're going to go for it. They're ignoring the top inhib. They don't need it. They'll take it if they need it on the end of the exit, but it looks like Dignitas are just going to be crushed by Cloud9 as Akaadian pops into stasis. Yusui onto Fudge, but now Moonfall back in for Blaber, catches 2. Aphromoo eating damage on the front side, but Unbreakable is still going to break him. And Vulcan diving back in, it's 2. Over for Dignitas, they will kick Cloud9 out of the base, but Fudge right into your own Nexus, insult meet injury, as Cloud9 are going to find another ace to end this game. Do it, Zven. Just do it. They're not going to do it. They'll take the game instead.
Smiles on Cloud9. This was an important win to catch the momentum back. A loss to FlyQuest and Dig would have been brutal, but with a dominating victory here against Dignitas, they find themselves back on track as the team to represent North America internationally, to be the defenders of the spring title. Cloud9 looking like they're slowly putting the pieces together. It was against Dignitas, but a win's a win, and especially one where multiple players get to play well.
It takes time, right? It is a long season. And even though we're halfway through the regular season now, maybe? I don't remember. It is nice to see like signs of growth from Cloud9, right? And it's fun to say that about a team that has so many good players that did so well last spring, that went to MSI, had some mixed performances. I think overall should be proud of what they were able to display. Still a team that is powering up, that is wanting to defend their title, right? And these are refreshing games for Cloud9 fans.
I think what I like about this is that, you know, the game is constantly changing. The teams that are at the top do have to constantly readjust, and Cloud9 has been one of the teams that have experimented more than anybody else when it comes to trying new picks. So they clearly struggled with the adjustment. They're slowly now figuring it out, and I think that what they wanted to do at the very start of the split is clearly going to work right now. Just put Perkz on AD carries.
Yeah, we'll have to see, but we're going to go to a break, and after it, we will hear from Fudge in the Verizon post-game